There were actually kits from every single county throughout the state of Georgia. Now, some counties maybe only had one or two, but that's one or two lives that are impacted. It is not a metro area issue.
Right now on News Channel 6 at 7, a full report on how Georgia officials are working through a backlog of rape kits.
Temperatures on the rise and also a chance of showers and a couple storms coming our way. Forecast next.
Also tonight, a bill fix problems in the South Carolina education system has passed the House. We'll tell you what comes next. Your News at 7 starts now.
Live from Television Park, this is WJBF News Channel 6 at 7.
Good evening, everyone. You're watching News Channel 6 at 7. I'm Dee Griffin. Thanks so much for joining us. Georgia lawmakers are working to end the state's rape kit backlog. State Representative Scott Holcomb sponsored a bill several sessions ago to get rid of the state's decades log of cases. Of the 3,000 rape kits submitted, 321 matched with offenders already in the system. The backlog is finally cleared. The bill is built in measures like a mandatory 72-hour window to pick up the kits to make sure this doesn't happen again.
The victim wants to continue their life and they do not want to relive this 20 years later.
Well, now, though, for the victims whose kits were literally collecting dust for years, if not decades, how do they move forward and get justice? Atlanta Bureau Chief Ashley Bridges takes a closer look.
A bill, a CODIS hit, a rape kit, a backlog, lots of lingo with lives behind it.
It's a kit or it's a number. These are actually victims. These are people whose lives were impacted by this and may not even know that their kit wasn't tested initially.
They're young, they're old, parents, some aren't parents, some are grandparents, they're employed, not employed, students.
And they're all over the state of Georgia.
There were actually kits from every single county throughout the state of Georgia. Now, some counties maybe only had one or two, but that's one or two lives that are impacted. It is not a metro area issue.
Now, with those rape kits coming off the shelves, these victims, mostly women, have to choose if they want to reopen the emotions they've shelved for 5, 10, 25 years.
Overall umbrella, shock and disbelief. Why now? What's happened? Oh my gosh.
It's all about putting the control back in the hands of the victim.
And in that moment, you can kind of see the realization on their face where they're like, oh, I know what you're talking about. And sometimes they'll be like, yes, I'll talk to you, but let's step outside, like my child's inside.
Many of the women not knowing that their kits sat untested. One child, only 16 at the time of her assault, now a mother with children of her own.
She said that she never knew her kit wasn't tested. She just thought that nobody believed her.
Then a difficult process for victims and prosecutors in the courtroom, using old evidence on modern-day jurors.
It's terrifying. It's a very intimidating process that requires a lot of inner strength.
Many of the offenders in these cases assaulting others after they got away with it.
Sexual assault itself and having these kits tested, it really is a public safety issue. It's not just a women's issue or a sexual assault issue. It's a public safety issue.
And an issue of giving these women a say.
They are some of the most resilient, strong women I've ever encountered. To survive not only a heinous sexual assault, but to also survive the backlog. And in my opinion, you're a survivor of both. Both are pretty traumatic experiences.
Something future victims shouldn't have to endure because of Holcomb's push to end the backlog. Reporting in Atlanta, I'm Ashley Bridges.
To check if a kit was part of the backlog, just visit cjcc.georgia.gov and click on the sexual assault kit victim notification. Well, a stepfather in Augusta is accused of beating 3 kids, leaving behind bruises and scars. The Richmond County Sheriff's Office believes Brandon Jones hit a 5-year-old, 7-year-old, and 10-month-old baby. Investigators say a staff member at the kids' school noticed they had bruises, welts, open cuts, and swelling was visible on the 2 older kids. A daycare staff member noticed a bruise on the infant's forehead. Now Jones is facing child cruelty charges. The children are in a family member's custody. Tonight, 3 Navy sailors stationed at Fort Gordon are in jail charged with the rape of an 18-year-old woman. The Richmond County Sheriff's Office says the incident happened in a bedroom at a party last weekend. News Channel 6's Ashley Osborne shares the new information we received today about the case.
3 members of the Navy stationed here at Fort Gordon now charged with rape and aggravated sodomy of an 18-year-old woman. Court documents say the incident happened in one of these apartments on Parker Place in Augusta, which is near Washington Road and I-20. Doctors at University Hospital treated the woman since a, quote, number of undisclosed injuries were observed on her body. On March 4th, the Sheriff's Office and NCIS started looking into this sexual assault report that they say happened the day before at a party. These 3 men, Michael Billington, Teddy Diake, and Jonathan Augustus, were identified by other people who the Sheriff's Office says were at the party. On Thursday, the spokesperson at Fort Gordon sent us some more information about the 3 suspects. All were Navy Information Operations Command Georgia sailors. He reiterated that all 3 are charged with rape and sodomy for an incident that happened off base, and they're accused of having sex with a woman without her consent. The Navy Information Operations Command says we take allegations of this nature very seriously, and the investigation is ongoing. In Augusta, Ashley Osborne, WJBF News Channel 6.
Augusta Mayor Hardy Davis says area governments are speaking as one when it comes to lock and dam. The mayor holding his State of the City address before the Augusta Exchange Club and called the Corps of Engineers' plan to remove lock and dam as the city's greatest threat. Last night's Corps of Engineers public hearing on lock and dam did not impress Mayor Davis. He told the audience the city is planning its own hearing to take comments to present to the Corps of Engineers.
We're going to convene the city's own public hearing. We didn't have a public hearing yesterday. I thought it was more like a reception where they receive people to come and see pretty pictures and write some things down, but we're going to actually have a public hearing, and we're going to do that at the municipal building.
The mayor also addressed downtown parking, saying a plan to start charging will be in place by the end of July. He also says a plan is in the works to address blight in the 15th Street corridor between MLK Boulevard and the Medical District. Columbia County's first responders discussing overdoses today. They are fighting the epidemic by using Narcan. It's the medication used to combat overdose. Officials say 660 overdose calls came in since 2015. 30 of those ended in death. Back in May of 2018, a grant was given to EMS to pay for an OD map. This program helps indicate the areas where they're seeing more overdoses than others.
And we wanted to find a way that we could try to track it and see if we could help put an end to it, or at least reduce the numbers. So this program allows us, along with the Sheriff's Office, the Coroner's Office, other agencies are able to join it too. It allows us to track it in real time.
The program will not only track the emergency calls, but target the areas that are seeing higher risks. Well, the court case between Doctors Hospital and Augusta University Medical Center to build a hospital in Columbia County is ongoing. It began in 2014 when Augusta University was granted a certificate of need to build a facility in Columbia County. Since then, Doctors Hospital has appealed the certificate in Superior Court and now the Court of Appeals. AU cannot build until the litigation is over, but they tell us they have already completed the site plans and hope to move forward.
We have decided exactly where our 100-bed hospital will be, and now we can begin to do planning in the site in terms of where other things can go.
Doctors Hospital gave News Channel 6 a statement saying that the Department of Community Health was creating loopholes to give AU a certificate of need without any legislative authority. They say they will be seeking the Georgia General Assembly considering these changes in Georgia's con laws. After about 6 hours on the floor, South Carolina representatives voted in favor of a large education bill. Even though the bill passed in the House, it was not by a unanimous vote. Georgia Reed Godfrey spoke to lawmakers today who voted for and against the bill.
South Carolina representatives debated an education bill for more than 5 hours, addressing teacher salaries, school testing, and third grade readiness.
There's $150 million that's going to be earmarked for a teacher pay increase. Also, we lowered the teacher ratio. And also, what was big, some schools, you hear that there's not a break that's allowed for teachers. And within that, our teachers will receive at least a 30-minute break without students.
Key takeaways of the bill: raise teacher salary to $35,000, introduces a teacher and student bill of rights, and eliminates some testing. Only 4 state representatives voted against the proposal.
There is nothing in that bill which will reduce classroom size. What they did at the end of pretty much toward the end of the debate, is to give approval to an amendment which studies the notion of classroom size. I would suggest to you we don't need to study that issue, that we know that smaller classes work.
The bill is also expected to face some opposition in the Senate.
There's nothing in the bill that transforms a teacher teaching students in a classroom. Nothing. It's all bureaucratic mess. A third oversight committee, adding tests while taking some tests away, taking over school districts and bringing in private companies to run them.
In addition to broad support from the House, the reform plan also has approval from groups like the State Chamber of Commerce. In Columbia, Georgia Ree Godfrey.
Changes made still have to go to the hands of the senators. Actually, another concern expressed by those in opposition of the bill is that the bill doesn't include enough suggestions made by the teachers themselves.
We're wrapping up what turned out to be a very nice day. A cold start, but a mild finish with plenty of sunshine. Jiffy Lube Skyview Network showing partly cloudy skies over downtown Augusta as we finish up this Thursday. As far as our current numbers, already in the 40s in Aiken, city of Aiken at 46 degrees. You'll see a 58 in Augusta and a low 50 right now in Thompson. Middle and upper 50s from Evans to Grovetown, Fort Gordon to Hepzibah. Blythe, you're at 56 degrees. Rain, not today. High pressure still dominates. We're in good shape. Forecast coming up for this evening. Partly cloudy skies, 50 at 8, 46 at 10, and 43 by midnight. Not nearly as chilly as it has been, and winds will be calm. Looking forward to showers slowly creeping back into the forecast, and by Sunday, we could see a few storms around here again. We'll take a closer look coming up in a second. Dee?
Still ahead.
I'm Alexandra Limon in Washington. Coming up, I'll tell you how the Justice Department is cracking down on criminals who target seniors.
Hello, Georgia. I'm John Crow with your Cash 3, Cash 4, and Georgia 5 evening drawings. First, it's time for 5-card cash, where you can win up to $150,000. 6 of spades, 2 of hearts, 5 of hearts, 6 of hearts, and 5 of diamonds. Now, let's play Cash 3. Your first winning number is 4. That's followed by 3, and your final winning number is 6. Again, if you have the numbers 4, 3, and 6, way to go. Now let's play Cash 4 and win you some money. Our first winning number is 8. That's followed by 8. Up next, we have 2, and your final winning number is 1. Again, if you have the numbers 8, 8, 2, and 1 in any winning combination, congratulations. On to Georgia 5. Here we go. Your first number is 4. That's followed by 6. Up next, we have 6. Your next number is 0, and your final Georgia 5 number is 6. Again, those numbers are 4, 6, 6, 0, and 6. Good luck and play on, Georgia.